let's recap the 2024 Houston Collecticon April edition. This is a very untraditional way for me to recap an entire Collecticon. I'm sorry I did not vlog it. This time I did take more time in actually doing things where I was trying to make some money. So I was not vending. I went there just to buy. So at the end of this video, we're going to see like kind of my chances of making a profit by just going and spending money. I have the whole thing charted, all the prices of everything, the flight, the beer, the food, all the lunches, all the dinners, everything is priced on an Excel spreadsheet. You're going to see my total cost for the entire show and then what I could expect from grading some of the cards in a PSA 9 and a PSA 10. Again, this is not a vlog. I'm just going to be going through kind of the weekend, and then we're going to recap the things I bought, possibly open some packs on this channel in this video, because there's a heavy pack, and it's going to be freaking awesome. So, let's start. Before the video starts, go check out the Slab Podcast, link down below in the description. Me and Professor Oak, new episodes every week on Wednesdays. Go check it out. At Houston Collecticon, I purchased roughly 41 raw single cards, 3 packs, and 1 graded card. Again, we're going to go through the price of each one of those, line for line, so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. And we're going to get into it. But first, again, before I do that, shout out to Gem Mint Collectors. Here is his link on Instagram. It's linked down below in the description. Go check it out. Awesome dude. Awesome collection. I was with him at his booth. Most of the time, when I had downtime, I was over there hanging out. When I got tired, go over there, hang out. Awesome dude. Cannot thank you enough for all the accommodations. You're an awesome man. So, let's jump into the video again, shall we? Where do I start, dude? Where do I start? I arrived there Friday, first thing in the morning. My flight was $498 all in. Again, I'll show you the spreadsheet, break it down in a minute. But $498 round trip was not bad. Way cheaper than some of the stuff I see going to Florida, especially at this time. So again, this is the April Houston Collecticon, and it was an awesome trip. I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to go up until about a month ago even. I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to get a hotel. I don't want to get a flight. The last time I went there, I had stayed with a guy named Nick, Gem Mint Collectors on Instagram. Hit at his condo, and it was an awesome experience. Also went to buy that time. Did not recap it like this, but I vlogged it. So go check that video out. But yeah, Friday, got there noon. Awesome. Tons of time during that day because I'm not doing a setup. So I went to this place called the Galleria, which is a massive effing mall in Houston, Texas. Huge. Not the Mall of America size, but the biggest mall I've ever been in as a Michigander. It was crazy. I've never gotten lost in a mall in my entire life until that day. That was the first time I walked aimlessly trying to find the correct exit, ended up not finding my exit, ended up finding a different exit, walked outside to kind of get some of the GPS signal so that I could find myself back to where I needed to get back into the Uber and head back to the freaking condo. It was a disaster. I walked way too much on a Friday, the day before Collecticon, where I plan on walking for like 10 hours. Was not a good play. It was not a good idea. I was dragging Friday afternoon, and the show had not started yet. So Friday was an awesome time. Got to meet Zach Kirkpatrick from Rare Candy. He also stayed with us in the condo. Awesome gentleman. And again, Nick's friend Ryan was also there. Awesome dude. All of us were at the booth for a decent amount of time. Helped set up every day. Tried to pull my weight, which is a lot of weight. And it was awesome. Being able to sell things. I just love talking to people, dude. I love standing behind the booth. Even when I'm not selling my own stuff, I love just talking to people. What are you collecting? Stuff like that. Seeing what they're doing. I just love talking. I guess it's because I'm in sales as my actual job, so maybe it just comes out naturally, but I love it. And when I feel like when I'm sitting down at booths, it just feels like, it feels terrible. Like, it's not approachable. I don't, maybe as a buyer, I kind of like it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I need to probably play both ways, but I feel like getting the people out of their shells is kind of nice when they're walking by, because there's a lot of introverts. All of us nerds, there's a lot of introverted people that just do not communicate very good. And people like talking nerdy stuff. Like, I like talking and knowing what they're collecting, and I like hearing about that stuff. It's freaking dope. So, Friday, awesome. Go out to eat at it late. It was late. We went to, it was like a couple of loud music clubs. We were there for like a total of 5 minutes, and in a couple of them, they were just way too loud, obscene. We moved out rather quickly. We were there to meet other people, and it was not us. Ended up getting some dinner late. It was like 11 p.m. Houston time, so it was like midnight for me. Got a freaking amazing quesadilla. So good. And again, I'm going to recap the cost of all of my food, lunch and dinners, for the three days I was there. Phenomenal quesadilla. Wake up Saturday refreshed. A decent amount of sleep, I feel like. Was not hungover either day, which is an amazing feeling when you go into Collecticons. Some of them times it could be rough, but it was not rough this weekend, I assure you. Wake up real good. We get there before 9-ish a.m. Around 9 a.m. or just before 9 a.m. Before the VIPs enter the building. They enter at 9 a.m. and the VIPs, I think they spend $100 per thing to get inside, per badge to get inside. So some of the early people, they want to get in and buy the stuff early, which is basically what I was doing. And the place was off and popping pretty quick. Saturday was way busier than Sunday. Sunday was almost dead. The end of Saturday was pretty damn dead, like after 3 p.m. So the show, again, we get there basically at 9. We're there till 6 p.m. We're all tore down by 6:30, and we're out of that beast. Awesome show. I did 90% of my actual buying. I think I only bought 3 cards on Sunday. Most of the buying was early on Saturday. I got in, and I walked around these booths fast. Something I've not really done before, like quick glancing, looking over. Places that had a bunch of slabs, I was just skipping, literally omitting. I was not even looking much at binders, like people that just had binders, because I was really focusing on stuff that was like $100. Most people don't have $100 cards in binders. If they have a $100 card, it's usually in a top loader or a card saver one inside the booth, inside the display. So they usually want to show those things off. So it's a little bit eye candy. That's an expensive thing at Collecticons, $100-ish cards. So that made it easier, like thinking about it that way. It's like, I don't need to look at slabs. I'm not buying any slabs. There's a shit ton of those there. A crap ton, I'm sorry. And I could just skip it. That made it so nice. So I was able to hone in on some of these people that had some of the higher end ungraded cards quickly. And I was able to capitalize and buy a decent amount. In the benefit of being in person, we all know it. So you might not know it, but you can look at the cards like, hey, can I look at that? 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 I'm able to look at these cards and just, I'm good. I'm good. They know exactly what I'm doing. They know for sure. For sure. And they're literally looking at it like they ask me, they're like, hey, it's not gradable. Like, they know exactly what I'm here to do. They know I'm here to buy it, and that saves me time. Every time they do it, they're like, hey, it's not gradable. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm set. Move on to the next one. Tons of people are like, oh, yeah, I just got it last night. Or so, like, some of that happened where they're like, hey, I just got these. I just haven't had time to grade them, but that's the price if you want to buy it. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to buy it. I like buying things that grade PSA 10s. I haven't said that yet. But my plan is to buy and just grade PSA 10s. I don't want to buy and sell raw. I don't. Some of these I will, because some of them might not make sense because I bought them in a lot. But the general consensus is I need to grade 10s to make a profit. And we will see what my possible profit could be if I did grade all 10s. Even factoring in some of the grading expenses. All the grading expenses. Very easy number to calculate. So the show wraps up on Saturday, 6:30. We head back to the condo because it's not the hotel. It's kind of it's like a 10-minute drive, but it's not right there where we just roll the bags into the hotel and drop them off and then we're done. We got to kind of take them back. It's not too bad though. Like I said, 10-minute drive-ish. And then we chill, crap, shower, shave, feel good, ready for dinner. And this time was a little bit early of a dinner, felt good. We ended up going back downtown Houston and it was like I don't even know, it felt like a mall, but it wasn't a mall. It was like a food court in downtown Houston, but you had to go inside these doors, and it was like 8 different, like almost like food truck style. Like if you think of like some casinos have it, like 8 different restaurants inside of under one building. They have shared seating. That was the setup, and I got like a patty melt. It was freaking phenomenal. Patty melts are the best cheeseburgers in the world. Don't at me. It's phenomenal. So I had an awesome patty melt. We went to trade night. From there, we walked to the trade night. That was about a 13-minute walk. I had just showered. That was not great, having to walk 13 minutes in the Houston, even the late evening warmth. I'm used to Michigan. It was 34 degrees when we flew out of here. But walked there, started sweating a little bit, and got to trade night, and it was a freaking insane amount of people there. I went to Houston in November last year. There was about 50% less people in November last year, I swear to God. We walked into this trade night, and it was insane. I felt like I was in a club again. There was so many people. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go get a beer or something. Walk up to the bar. There was like 30 people at the bar. I saw one. There might have been a second bartender there. Maybe a second. 30 people at the bar. Last year, the bar only had like 5 people at it at a max. That was nice. I could go up there and I'd get served something pretty quickly. This time, I looked at it and I was overwhelmed. I did not like it. We were there probably about 10 minutes. We were at the trade night probably 10 minutes. It was mass chaos. Again, not really my scene. I love trade nights. Man, there's just not enough seating. Like, I would have had to stand the entire time. Or I would have had to wait, buy a seat, waiting for somebody to stand up. Like, and then there was a group of us. There was like 5 or 6 of us. I mean, all of us are going to sit and wait for this group of people to get up and sit down. Like, we're trying to chill, relax. So we ended up going to a different place. Went to like a martini bar or tequila bar or something, where it was like a secondary trade night that they were, I think, promoting within the Collecticon. Like, it wasn't a Collecticon official one. Went there. Free drinks. They had like a bottle service going on. Got in on that. That was pretty cool. Only had a few drinks, like 3 drinks. So the drink cost up to this point was essentially $0 on Saturday night. So that was pretty cool. Fast forward to Sunday. Sunday, Collecticon. Get a little bit more sleep. Sleeping in a little bit more on Sunday. Felt good. We showed up after the VIPs got there, which wasn't too bad. Again, it started out a little bit slower. Cannot complain about that for getting there and setting up. Feel like we didn't miss many people. So helped Nick get set up. And again, I was off instantly. I go straight to this booth and I drop $3 grand on cards. First thing Sunday morning. And that basically wraps up my buying for the entire Collecticon. First thing Sunday, and I'm done. The rest of the time Sunday was spent basically hanging out at the booth. Went and looked at a couple of things, but didn't buy really anything else Sunday. Left the show at about 2 p.m. Got on the airplane and headed home. Now, let's take a look at the stuff I bought. All of it. Let's open up a pack. I'm freaking ecstatic about this. And then let's go through the numbers. First of all, shout out to Larry Sherbert in the Discords. Dude is a legend. This was my first purchase. Collecticon, Saturday morning. He had a stack. Not a stack. He had all these Master Balls inside of his booth. Ended up buying these for roughly, it was like $17 a piece. He had a bunch listed at $15 and a few listed at $30. But pretty much bought them all. I literally bought them all. I think there was 22 of these total. And what I liked about them, I didn't really have the time or didn't take the time to go look at the backs at all of them, but I noticed the centering on all of these was great. I didn't notice any nicks on the front, so I was like, all right, F it. I don't need to spend the time looking at the back of each of these. I'm just gonna pretty much almost pay cost. I don't know how, without doing the math exactly, but $17. So we increased the average of the $15 cards, which at least more than half of them were $15, and there was a handful of $30 ones, so it was probably almost cost. But I like the centering on them a lot. They're all really good centered, so it got me excited about them. So, again, shout out to Larry. Some good ones in here. Looking forward to dealing with these. Not all these will be graded. Not worth grading. Probably eradicate some of these, but some of these are good. Kind of got these priced. Not really. This is a $5 card. I bought it for $5. First edition Magic Rulers Serpentine Dragon. Does have a little crease. Worth it to me. This card is freaking nice. I bought this for a deck. Not to get graded. $10. $10. Yes, I'll take those. Shout out to Swami. Bought 2 Batman cards from Swami. $5 a piece. Huge Batman fan. These things were friggin' dope. Huge fan of Ludicolo. We're going to get into the cards I'm grading here in 1 second. Ludicolo. Huge fan of this card. EX Deoxys. This card is nice. Look at the condition on this. You do not see them like this every day. So it was worth... This is one of my favorite cards. The ability... And this card is so good. I freaking love Ludicolo. I had a deck with him back in the day when Deoxys was out, and it was filthy. Bulbasaur I bought, thought it was in better condition, but I only paid $16 for it, so it wasn't too bad. Bought both of these at $16 a piece. The Dragonair going in the binder. So reselling this one raw. Dragonair is going in the binder. Pikachu Reverse was $1. I'll take it. Take those. Good centering, good back. Now getting into some of the sauce. You can see the stack is only this big. This is where I'm trying to make my money back. Right here. Just this, basically. Oh, and the Master Balls. But this is the chunk. Starting off with Charizard VMAX. That was probably... I probably paid 80 or 75, I'm guessing. I didn't pay full ask until a couple of cards I'll show you. This one was probably 80. Aerodactyl V. Everyone had them priced at 89. Everybody. Finally found one that was clean. Let's just show you an example. I was only buying cards that had no whitening. Every single card in this stack has no whitening whatsoever. Perfect centering. Maybe not perfect on all of them, but damn, within 60-40 for sure. I wasn't really wanting to gamble. Couple of Dragonite Vs. These were probably 90-ish bucks, I do believe. Again, beautiful cards. Immaculate condition. My plan right now is to send these to PSA, these cards, because they are going to be sold. Shere Khan. See, I'm not just a Pokemon man now. I've been looking at a bunch of this, and know what's crazy? Shere Khan is way better value than this Charizard. $100, and it's like $225 in a PSA 10. Charizard VMAX is like $150. I mean, it's not great. Similar to the Aerodactyl V. No, Aerodactyl V's got more value. It's like $225. Dragonite V, though. Similar. Like, it's not as good as Shere Khan, I don't think. Shere Khan, phenomenal. You love to see it. Charizard V, Japanese Altar. Oh, this one is not nowhere near as good. This one is not great. It's like $160 in a PSA 10. The Japanese one gets wrecked. Giratina V. I've been wanting one of these for so long. I want one in the PC. I probably should have bought 2 because I am trying to make a profit here. But this one is damn nice for $290. I think the 10s are $650 approximately, and this one was nice. We're talking, it should be a slam dunk PSA 10. I'm really hoping. So, very clean card. I almost thought about doing CDC on this one because I would way rather have a pristine 10. There's not a single pristine 10 CDC listed on eBay. There's not many of them. The PSA 10 is tougher to grade than the Umbreon because the Lost Origin print quality was worse. So we'll see how it goes. So this was, I believe, $290, like I said. Up next are the Elsa. Beautiful Lorcana from the first set. Such a sick card. This card recently auctioned in a PSA 10 for $2,700, I do believe, through ZNG Emporium's auction consignments. this card in a PSA 9 is selling for $1,400-ish. Raw is selling for about the same price. This guy had this card inside of his booth for $1,000. $1,000. He sold sports cards, Pokemon. 90% of his stuff was Pokemon and sports cards, and he just had like 6 Lorcana cards I could see. And this was one of them, along with this one and this one. So I spent $3,000 on Elsa, where I could have probably turned them and flipped them that day for $1,400 a piece because of the condition they're in. Easily $1,400, I'd say. The hope is they all turn into 10s. The print quality on Lorcana is freaking amazing. So, again, PSA 10s of this are $2,700. If I get one of these boys to turn into a 10, I'm big chillin'. No whitening on the 3. So let's wrap that up. Time for the packs and the graded cards. So I had purchased from Mr. Ram himself, Flareon Jungle PSA 8, but the reason was the back of it's freaking mint, gem mint. The only issue I noticed that it took a lot of time, you can't even see it, actually. It's got like a weird roller line. Oh, there you go. You can see it through the evolution stamp right there, the Eevee. Weird like roller line all the way down the card, top to bottom. Also, I forget, I think it was a breakthrough pack. I did a pack break with them. I pulled the Mega Houndoom EX. That was freaking dope. Awesome, dude. Really appreciated it. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And I purchased 3 Invasion of Chaos First Edition packs. He said they were unweighed. I took his story, and it appears this one is heavy. Got an H back there. This one appears to be heavy. I have not opened Invasion of Chaos since the year it came out, probably. First edition. This has Blackluster Soldier, Chaos Emperor Dragon, Berserk Gorilla, and a bunch of really bad cards. So we're going to open this pack right now. And let's hope I mark the right pack with the H to get the right heavy. Hopefully it's heavy at all. If it's light, then it's a big yikes. But usually you can weigh these out because there's no ultimate rares in them. Man, first edition IOC. That is so wild, dude. Oh my god. Inferno. There are so many. As long as I don't get a big burn, I'm happy. I'd take a rare over that. DNA Transplant. Sea Serpent. Warrior of Darkness. Chaos End. Oh man, I'm nervous. Get a holo would be so dope. Ooh, I'll take a Dark Mirror Force. I'll take it. Hell yeah, dude. Damn, if that would have been a BLS, that would have been nuts. You take those ultra rares, boy. You only get like 2 of those per box. You got to have the regular Mirror Force next to it. Come on now. Come on now. I love Mirror Force. I've never even looked up a PSA 10 Dark Mirror Force. This card is trash. But it's a pretty cool card. It's definitely probably not a 10 based on centering alone. Very cool to open this up, though. Very cool. And it was a heavy pack. Man, that's awesome. Stealth Bird. That's a hit. And the thing with the crater. Very cool. Let's get into the spreadsheet. In this first slide, you will see all of my expenditures. Every single one. My total spend, you see at the bottom, $5,279. Starting at the top, my flight was about $498. My lunch, $18. Dinner Friday, $20. Drinks Friday, $50. Lunch Saturday, $20. Dinner Saturday, $20. Drink Saturday, roughly $50. Lunch Sunday was $6, super cheap. Dinner Sunday, $25 at the airport. Now getting into the things I purchased, the IOC packs I paid $255 all 3 of them. Not too bad. Unfortunately, I didn't get the BLS, but it is what it is. The Flareon I got for $50 was not. It's basically last sold. with the hopes of possibly cracking it. We will see. The Master Balls, I paid, again, $17-ish a piece, which I believe was $3.74. The Ludicolo was $20. The Ultimate Machine Duplication for my deck was $10. Serpent Night Dragon, $5. The Batman cards, $5 a piece, so $10. The Pikachu Reverse was $1. The 2 Alt Arts from 151 were $16 a piece. The Charizard VMAX, $80, then $85 for the Aerodactyl V. Dragonite V times 2 was $90 a piece, so $180. The Shere Khan was $90. Charizard 151. Japanese was $90. Giratina V was $290, and then $3,000. So a total, again, of $5,279 spent. Now, if I were to take these and get everything graded, it would be $15 per card. So I'm only going to grade 50% of the 151 Master Balls, so that comes out to $165. And then basically it sums up to be $360 for the grading fees at PSA. After the grading, I'm going to say I end up with PSA 9s across the board. That would be a massive, massive L, and I would quit selling Pokemon and going to Collecticons for the rest of my life. If I were to go there in person and literally just crap the bed and get 9s, which is raw prices, which is basically what I did here. Basically put raw prices for all of these. $80 was my spend, was $80. $100, that one's a little bit more. But, man, it's almost line for line, except for the Elsas. Those were underpriced at the booth. Huge W. I would walk away with $5,700. And my expenses, again, were $5,279. Now, if we do achieve our goal and hit PSA 10s, then we would be talking about a decent profit. Just breaking even, which is basically what I would do if I did PSA 9s. All that work and travel in 2 days of time, I would essentially be breaking even. I would be $500 plus, but factor in my time. I mean, it's $500 in 2 days is not bad dime. It's like $250 a day, but the goal was to make decent money. And if I get some 10s, that's when we're talking money. Especially the Elsas. The Elsas help carry this a lot. A lot. I'm telling you, if I were to grade the 3 PSA 10s, that would be absurd. That would be an absurd price tag to be able to do that. I'd put down $30 also to grade these because likely they will be bumped. They can't be graded bulk. It's just the way it's going to go. But I'd be looking at almost $9,500 if every single thing graded a 10. And I just estimated the 11 cards for the Master Balls would average $50 a piece. The EVs $100, and most of the other 10 would be about $50. So all in all, this is not bad. And again, my goal for most of these was to double my spend with a 10. Did not really achieve that with this Charizard VMAX, which apparently is only $130. I thought it was like $150. This was the worst buy. The Japanese alt arts are doing atrocious. PSA 10s, they are not in ultra modern. Japanese alt arts are doing terrible. I'm not talking like trainers. I didn't even look at trainers. The Pokemon that I was looking at, like just the Japanese ones, is doing so bad price wise. So the margin there is not great. Because I'm all into it for $95. It's almost not worth grading. It's like I need to hit a 10 or I'm dead. Which is kind of the case for most of these. Like most of these ultra modern alt arts and PSA 9 are the same price as raw. The big goal is to hit the Elsa. Again, like if I did not get the Elsa hits on Sunday, to give you an idea, and I graded all PSA 9s, I'm looking at a $1,300 loss. And if I graded all PSA 10s, I would have broke even. Minus the Elsas. The Elsas help carry this to be a huge success. Now, understand, I would have had much more time to go and buy and source, and I would have felt more need to. I knew then I had made a huge buy and I was sitting pretty. So that felt really good. So yeah, a possibility again of $9,500, a possible profit of $3.8 thousand shown here. That is huge. That is a lot of money possible for a couple of days. Now again, most of this is riding on the Elsas, but if I were to factor those out, and if I made $300 a day for the time I spent down there and was able to go down there and eat out every single meal and do these drinks, like $200 a day is a lot of money. That's a decent amount of money to be making in a different city outside of where I'm from, just to be able to, by flipping and grading Pokemon cards. That's pretty awesome. Again, most of my sales, again, will be on eBay, so factor in, again, a 13% rate. I'm going to be sitting pretty. I'm excited to do this, so hopefully I get these sent out this week, and then in a month or so, we'll be able to see where all these landed, and I will do a direct comparison to see what I'm projected to lose or win or break even. All in all, a good show. Again, only 2 days spent, roughly 10 hours the first day and like 6 hours the second day, so 16 hours worked looking at collectibles, buying and selling. So really excited to see how it goes. It's going to be freaking awesome. Let me know if you like this kind of recap. Way different than my vlogs I've done. Way more detail into the granularity. I enjoyed this. So it's cool to see it also, to see here's like I'm doing good things. You know what I mean? So it would have been good to get more of the alt arts to make more of the 2X on my PSA 10s. Some of those, like the $90 buy price, turn it into $180 or $200. Like the sheer con card's crazy to me, $90 and $215 in a 10. That's pretty good still. That's like, it reminds me of Celebrations Charizard type plays. Some of these Lorcana things are being slept on, I feel like. So very cool to see that. Appreciate you guys checking out the video. Hit the like button, hit the sub button if you have not already. Y'all have a good one. Peace.